Welcome,
Hey,
welcome, welcome. Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, how's
Welcome
it
to
going?
another episode of
hey,
Candor Gander. We've got some guests here today. We got what I'm hoping is our permanent co-host here, Mr. Around Cloud and Seven. All right, yeah, party time, party time. That's right. Um, and our very special guest, Mello. Wow, it's just we'll do some formal introductions here in a second. Before I start, I always like to remind people consider a like, a subscribe, turn on those notifications, follow me on Twitter around Cloud7. I know you're on Twitter as well. If you wanna dump your tag here on the comment box, I'll do the same for you, Mello.
Yeah.
And then I know Mello, you also have a YouTube channel. We'll talk about that here in a second. Lots to talk about. Before I get started, though, I also want to start with a quote here: "Live life, be happy, have fun." I'm not sure who said that, but Anani Goose said that today. Without further ado, Mello, welcome to the show. Please introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, I go by Mello online. Not really an artist, but kind of just started dabbling into the art. I really just started in the summer. I'm actually a teacher, so having that summer off gives me a lot of free time. Normally, I just fill the free time with games. Started doing some art though, kind of like if you're not going to give me combat, I'll do it myself type of thing.
I love it. I love it, man. I love it. No, this is great. I saw your videos come. When I saw them, I was really shocked. I know around Cloud 7, you said you were watching his
oh,
videos on loop.
back to back, back to back. Yeah, I was sitting at work, not working, and yeah, I think I watched that animation back to back to back, looking at each little detail and just loving that pirate.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
no, I mean it's really impressive. And like many things in life, I think it's one of those things that it looks easy, right? It's pixelated art. What there's nothing to it. Just you put it up there and you're done. It took you 5 minutes, right, Mello? And,
Oh
and
yeah.
and I think that's sort of one of those critiques we end up hearing about DFK. It's like, oh hey, where's PvP? Where's PvE? Why isn't that out yet? Um, you said it was a hobby of yours. How did that? I mean, geez, you could have picked any hobby. Well, why this one?
Well, I really started just on YouTube, kind of watching other artists do it and see them kind of create their own game, kind of get inspired that way. And also just my experience as a gamer. So just always seeing the finished product, wondering, I think I could do that. And, it's not as easy as it sounds, but, I can do that with enough time.
Yeah, no, and I'm just and let's start with DFK itself. How did you get into DFK? What sort of turned you to DFK, and what was the Kool-Aid you drank that sort of hooked you in? Because I think we've all drank that proverbial Kool-Aid.
Yeah, really crypto for me started with just stocks and then going through stocks and options. I kind of got pushed into crypto, like they give you the ads or whatever. Then they get crypto on Robinhood or whatever. So that's how I kind of got introduced to crypto. And then Twitter, you see it spread. But DFK specifically, my boy James, shout out James if you're watching. He's the one who got me in. I think he got me in when Joel was around like 10 is when he told me about it. I didn't hop in right away. I hopped in February when it was around $5. So
Nice.
yeah, since February, just been chugging along, building the stable for my heroes.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, no, I mean, I got in at 18 around Cloud. I'm not sure when you got in. When did you got in?
Six.
Not bad,
Six. You
yeah.
got in at 6. Lucky you.
Well,
Lucky
so
you.
Lucky you.
unfortunately though, I being the diehard that I am, I got in September
Hmm.
and watched it rise from 6 all the way to 22, and I could have paid off my car and done
Oof.
so much, and I was like, nope, I'm holding it. Jewel is going to be my future. And yeah, I watched it ride all the way down.
Like most of
Oh,
us, yeah.
that's painful.
Oh yeah.
That's painful. Yeah, no. With that said, though, I think there's a reason why we're still around, and one of those reasons for me is really watching these content creators. For one, two, everything DFK as a team's doing. We'll get into that here at the end. There's a lot to chat about you specifically, Melo. I want to jump to that video. If you guys haven't seen Melo's videos, they're super awesome. I'll go ahead and show you guys one now. We'll put it up here on the screen, and then Melo, if you could walk us through what's going on, what we're seeing here.
During the video or after?
During the video, feel free to
Yeah.
give us your perspective here. So these two heroes, these two are yours.
Yep, I still own them both.
Two of your
yep.
favorite, I take it.
Yeah, that was my first legendary. Actually, that thief was my first legendary. I bought it when Crystal Veil started, so it was super expensive. But
Oh, but that beautiful orange color is so worth it.
Yes, it is. I'm gonna
Oh,
have to
that
ask.
shine. Go ahead.
Stoked to have my 4 legendaries, and then I summoned that mythic monk like a week ago.
So I do run like the whole fight twice, so you'll see every attack twice. I thought one time was just not enough.
Well, it gives you a chance to double up. Like I can watch one guy completely, and then see the reaction on the other
What's up,
guy.
everyone? It's Melo, the one-man art team. I hope you enjoyed.
Yeah, no, I love what you did here. Walk me through your rationale for these movesets, because these movesets aren't really advertised anywhere. I mean, they're not like, oh, these are official DFK movesets we're sticking with, unless they are, and I don't know, somewhere in the back end, but some of that backwood. But what made you decide on these movesets? Some of these, let's start there. I was really impressed by the way they sort of just flow so naturally.
Yeah, so as far as like how I think of the motion, sometimes I find like inspiration elsewhere. So for example, that thief critical hit. Let me see if I can share my screen real quick.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and let me pull you up one sec here. You're on screen here. Yeah, so show me that. Let's see that.
Yeah, so for the thief critical hit, you'll see they come down upside down from the sky and throw the shuriken. I kind of got that inspiration from Naruto, because Itachi, like, he has this like skill or whatever where he does that, and it's hard to see live, but you'll see the if I can zoom in, they actually hit each other, bounce off, and then keep going. So that's something that I got from Naruto. And of course, not the whole attack is from Naruto, but like you get that one part of the inspiration, and then you just fill in the blanks with your art, with what you want to do. But yeah, this was definitely inspired by that. Someone on Twitter even said, "Oh, that reminds me of Itachi." I'm like, "Cool, you're the first one to bring that up."
Yeah, it totally worked, right? Yeah, I mean, if someone can spot the inspiration, you've done well.
Yeah, and then I love when they pull out the second dagger. I thought people would go wild for that. Normally you see the thief with one dagger. Go ahead and pull out that second one. For the weapon spinning, you'll notice the weapon spin a lot for the critical hits. That's something I took from Fire Emblem, if any of you've ever played.
Yeah.
Some of the original Fire Emblem, most of the criticals have some kind of spin in it. So you'll kind of see that influence there as well. And I try to reuse some poses, so you'll notice like the left attack is the same as the right attack, so it makes the attack longer without you having to do extra art. Who else wants the Dark Knight one? Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, let's watch it. That one was nice too. That one was a beauty.
Yeah,
can I take a guess on the inspiration for that? Because I see Sub-Zero whenever he falls into his pool and then drops through.
Yeah.
I did not get Sub-Zero. I definitely love Mortal Kombat, and I have to look at those for more inspiration. But no, I was not thinking Sub-Zero. Let me see. I don't even know what I'm looking for. The Dark Knight, right? Dark Knight Thief. Nope, Dragoon Thief.
Yep.
Sorry, my naming is horrible. It's absolutely awful.
Was it Dark Knight Thief or Dark Knight Monk? Yeah, Monk.
Monk. Dark Knight.
Yeah,
because the monk has that 1,000 fist.
Your thief is getting a lot of love here from Raph, Adventures of in DeFi Kingdoms. Thanks for joining us. He's a big he's got a love for thieves. He's got his favorite hero is the thief. I love the thief animation as well. Um, Part of why I actually chose to show that video over this, and they're both good. If I had to choose one, it's just and thanks for bringing it out through was the Dark Knight animation popping up from the top is it's a banger. It's awesome.
Let's see. Yeah, so you can kind of see all the layers for those of you watching. It does look like a lot more than it actually is. I don't really start by making 1,000 layers and then try to fill all the layers. I start with one layer and I add them as needed. Let's see if I can get the beginning of the critical. Yep. So you can see the tag up here is where it starts. Let me move this out the way. So here's kind of just the frame by frame. Kind of the crit trigger. Try to make a little bit of a splash. Didn't look as good as I wanted to, but we'll fix that one day.
No, man, you're not giving yourself enough credit. That looks awesome. That looks awesome.
It's
My
super
favorite part is
smooth.
the stage moving. Like when he lands, he's so heavy.
Yeah.
It's a Dark Knight. So heavy, moves the stage, and you can kind of see the rocks like float almost. I guess the grass floats too. I don't know.
You know, a whole newfound respect watching it like frame by frame. You know, the little things you can overlook when it's moving at real speed.
Well, it just attributes to how much work goes into all of this. Like the littlest thing, it takes a lot of time and effort. And I mean, Melo, you're obviously doing an amazing job.
So yeah, just a few questions, and I know you have some too around cloud, so feel free to jump in as well. But you know, being a novice and not knowing anything about anything, like how did you end up pulling the images for the heroes, the backgrounds? Is that all sort of sourced from code on the back end, or like how did you pull that? No, you pulled that from scratch.
Yeah, I did it in like the most jank way possible. So I kind of just screenshotted the background from the duels. This is just like a screenshot of the background for the duels. I made the stage, by myself. And as far as like the static sprites for the heroes, I do those like 1 pixel at a time, but then I have it forever. So like I would just copy or like get a picture of it, of the hero card, make it really big, and then kind of just like, oh, you know, this needs to go here, this needs to go here, and then just try to match it pretty much from the original card.
Man, so we have Smash asking. Wait, first of all, kudos. He thinks it's sick, awesome. Ditto. I agree. Any Dread Knight animation? I know you're working on future videos. What video are you working? Do you mind sort of maybe teasing out what your next video is gonna be? Maybe give us some alpha there.
Yeah, so I've already teased it on Twitter. So I have the 2 fights. I have the monk versus Dark Knight. We have the Dragoon versus Thief. The next one will be the pirate versus the warrior. I don't really have much now. I kind of just got 1 attack from each person.
Yeah.
So this is it. You've probably seen the attack on Twitter.
Yeah.
So that's kind of it so far. Like 1 shot and then 1 slash. So they still both need a critical hit. Yeah, no background.
And I've seen you sort of take requests from people as well. How do you take those requests? I think I've seen polls go up. Do you do those on Twitter, on Discord? How do you sort of decide what your next 2 heroes are gonna be?
So yeah, I'd ask people to vote for heroes from my OX. So far, I've only animated my own heroes. I haven't animated heroes for other people. For me, it just feels like such a long process that whatever value is created in the animation, I want to own that. So I don't know if there's like a price tag to do it for someone else. I've been offered 200 jewel, but just seems pretty low if you think about like the jewel per hour. Like I'm not about to do this for 5 jewel per hour. Like that's $1.
So how much time is it taking you to make one of these? If you said less than 100 days, I'm surprised, and I know it is, but what's the number? How much time are you putting into this?
That truly depends on the animation. This pirate one was probably the fastest one I've put out because most of it's like the same static position with some slight changes. This one took me maybe 4 or 5 hours, the pirate hit. I did it on the 4th of July, and I kind of rushed it before my road trip. So that was probably the fastest one. But if you see some of these critical ones, the frames is ridiculous. So like the monk crit starts on frame 64, goes all the way to frame 254. So that would take multiple days. That might even take like 20 hours for that 1 critical hit. So the regular attacks are definitely quicker. It's super hard to put a number. I think if I open Steam, it'll show me how much time I've spent on just this app, on just Sprite.
Man, it's so crazy to think about how time consuming it is, and it sort of leads to that next sort of train of thought. I know a lot of us, myself included, have wondered, hey, why is it taking DFK so long to roll out PvP, PvE? If this is, the standard they're trying to roll out, and you, I'm at a loss for words. I really am. But watching what you're doing, um, short of something like this, and I know it's a lot. I know it's a lot, but short of something like this, I'm kind of bummed out because this looks so awesome.
Thank you.
So you're at 254 frames for the double animation on both?
No, that's for the entire thing since it started. So that includes both regular attacks that came before. So that
Right.
includes this attack right here. So the whole thing in total would be probably like 300-ish or 464,
Okay.
a little bit more than 300. Yeah, and I just checked my playtime on Sprite. It is 206 hours. So it's taken 206 hours for all the animations combined. It's a little bit lower than I thought. It feels like a lot more.
206 hours. That's crazy. I mean, that's just it's so much time, and but see, but that's the thing too. For you, it's a hobby, right? So it's not your full-time job. I imagine if you were to sort of not 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 do anything else for for the rest of your life, you could crunch those out quicker. But even taking it, that's that at an even keel where it's still fun for you. 206 hours. That's a lot. That's a whole lot of time.
Yeah, that's
Um,
like what, 5
On a
weeks of
quick
40-hour
note,
work.
I have a huge respect for teachers. Do you mind if I ask what you teach?
I teach math. I teach 6th and 7th grade math. I've always been a math person. When I was in 5th grade, I would walk to the 6th grade to the middle school. They'd let me walk from the elementary to the middle school to do math. Then I'd walk my ass back to 5th grade. Sorry, can I cuss?
Nice.
Whoops.
Yeah, you can. Sure. When they ask you if this is for children, I always say no.
Yeah, same. Well, I think if you say yes, they disable comments. So I
Oh,
said
do
that at
they?
first for my
Okay.
fight, and then like it wouldn't let people comment. So I was like, oh, not for kids.
Well, this
No.
is also crypto related, so you have to be 18 in order to sign up, I
Oh,
believe.
really?
Oh, really?
Well, technically, you have to have a debit or credit card. So
Oh, that's yeah. That can get yeah. So if there's any children in here, hello. I guess you're
you
not
No.
you
supposed to
must
be
be in
here.
here with parental permission. So
There you
we're
go.
glad you're here. Glad you're
How's it?
here.
How's it? While we're on that note, the teaching gig, and we'll go
Mhm.
back to DFK here in a minute. But teaching gig, how how was that transition between before COVID to COVID to now? Talk about crazy. I imagine that was, but just give us sort of a snippet into your life. What was that like?
So I'm actually recently a teacher. So I've only been a teacher maybe 2 years.
Okay.
I did my student teaching when COVID started. So my
Ooh.
first experience with teaching was online teaching, and we were in the Google Meets. Link is in the chat type of thing. I thought it was okay because I had a co-teacher at the time when I was student teaching. So I was kind of following her lead, but she was a little lost as well because it was online. No one had experience with that. I liked it. It was just hard to get the students to come to class and engage. But we started making some more interactive things where if we were to go online now, I would 100% have it. But yeah, at first
Yeah.
it was rough. You get kids who just come in the meet, no camera, no comments, and then they leave.
Yeah.
In person has been so much better. So my last year was all in person, all by myself, fully a teacher. It feels a lot different. You see every kid. There's no kid can hide like you can on Google Meets. So you're
Right.
walking around making sure people's work is right. And it's just a lot easier to see that they are still kids. Online you might lose that in just the Google Meet. You might not realize, oh, these are 11-year-olds, 12-year-olds. So seeing that in person is definitely great. Then you get the drama. I like when the kids confide in me, their little crushes or whatever, or they
Yeah.
like to make the drama like, Mister, don't tell, but I like this person, I like this person, and that's
Well,
stuff
then
you
you
don't
get
get
to
online.
set up class projects. Hey, you and you get together and do 30 problems on page 6.
Yeah. There you go. You see, you're if it's in class, right, you connect the person with the crush, do them a solid, right?
No, I don't know. I feel like that'd be playing matchmaker. I kind of most of the time I let them choose groups, but I do like to random it around just to make sure they get time working with everybody. Yeah.
um so
Socialize.
so back to DFK here for a sec. Smash, great comment. When dab, right? The idea
When
of
dad.
the idea of having, like, I know you go through your motions. Oh, there you go, one of those dabs. I was thinking when
Yes.
other dab, right, like dabbing as
Oh,
a
yeah, that too.
finishing move. As a finishing move, I was thinking, Mortal Kombat, right, where you sort of go, finish him, sort of, and
Yes.
you incorporate some of that, but some showboating from the characters. I'm sure that would be another sort of,
Yeah.
20 hours, but cool idea, cool idea. Um, we'll go ahead and pause here for a sec. We'll take a game break. I like the segue you sort of gave me here. Matchmaking. So I wanted to roll out a new game, a matchmaking game. So we'll go ahead and sort of show the intro to this, and then I'll talk about it here in a second. So let's cue that up here.
I'm thirsty.
Yes.
Love it.
Come thirsty, leave happily ever after.
Dab on him, finisher.
Dab on him, yes. Selena's match. Selena's match.
Happily ever.
Funny, those Mortal Kombat finishes are always fun.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. All right. Sweet. So, Selena's matchmaking service. What is it? So the idea behind it was you're in a dating show, and you've got three heroes. You walk into the tavern, you see three heroes. Which three of these heroes are you taking home with you to make forever yours? Um, I've been out of the dating scene for years and years and years and years. So I was trying to do some like e-harmony, sort of like, let me look at what that looks like. Sure enough, I'm getting a bunch of like dating app services, like advertisements on Hulu and on YouTube and just on my web. So yes, if my wife's watching, that's my alibi, I swear. Um, no, but so the idea, right? So the idea here is you have a hero. They're all priced the same. All things being equal, which one of these three heroes do you take home? If you're in the audience, feel free to participate. Type in your Discord address and give us your best. This is who I'm taking, and this is why. And if Mello likes your response, if we like your response, we'll go ahead and award you. I think around Cloud 7, you were gonna award what again?
I have a lesser chaos crystal that I'm never going to use.
There you go, and I'll toss in a couple runes. So feel free to chime in. We'll go ahead and start here. So we've got our first hero. All of these heroes are worth 15,000 jewel. I know, crazy amount, right? But
Mm-hmm.
Mellow, around Cloud 7, what do you think of this one?
I'm loving this detail under here. Open to summoning.
Oh yeah, she's totally open to summoning.
Will summon for Jewel.
All right.
Totally. Yeah, yeah. So
So
she's a Gen Zero. I know
yeah,
level 3, but
that's a huge deal, Gen Zero, but technically level 4 because I mean it's at full XP.
Mm-hmm.
So you've almost. I mean, you've taken all the work. You've got one level to go to hit level 5 to get that first tier boost to start getting those infinite summons to really start getting little perks here and there. So I do like it for that Gen Zero purpose.
well,
On top of that, it's gardening with the blue vitality.
Oh, that is nice. That is nice.
It's
She is. Yeah.
it's
So what do you think?
tasty to me.
What do you think, Melo? How do you liking? How do you liking Miss
Kind of
Valier?
the first thing I look at besides rarity would be I guess class and then profession. It is a gardener, which I believe is the worst profession. I have too many gardeners. I hate gardening. Gardening's the worst. Also, the main and subclass match. I'm not a crazy fan of that. I know some people like to think of the idea
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, pure archer. I like them to be different, especially when you think about the skill tree potential, where the subclass
Mm,
could have different skills. Um, I happen to have a lot of priest subclasses on my heroes, so I like to think, oh, they can fight and heal.
yeah.
Um,
Have you all figured out how to skip classes in the skill tree summoning?
Oh, I didn't know you could do that. What?
Ooh, that might be another episode.
Oh, yeah. We'll save that one for later. We'll save that for later. But yeah, so, but Mello, you could maybe one day have a Dread Knight. I mean, yeah, Dread Knight. What are the odds?
yeah, no, that would be great to go for if you find the right match. This one's
All
all
right,
right, but not great. I'm gonna go with like 7 out of 10 for this one.
7 out of 10. All right, around Clown 7. What do you give Miss Baylor?
I'd be there as well. I'm at a 7 out of 10.
Sweet. I missed the names. It looks like I've missed the names, but yeah. So this legendary archer, you get 7 out of 10. All right. Next hero here. Who we got? Who we got? We got Impamia. All right. She's a wizard.
Oof. First thing I see is shiny. I am just a visual degen. I love the
Yeah.
look of the cards. Shiny already boosted up for me. Also seeing that PJ badge. I don't know if that last Gen Zero missed the PJ. I like how this one went on the PJ. Blue Wiz on the warrior, or sorry, on the wizard. Really good. Subclass priest, I think, if I can see. Really good for
Yeah.
the wizard as well.
Yep.
Um,
Uh,
yeah, I put this a
PJ
little bit
hero.
above the last.
It's a PJ hero level 9. She's gonna boost to 10.
Yep,
And she's a rare
and shiny.
and shiny. I mean, around Cloud 7. What's your rating out of 10?
I'm tough, probably because I'm biased, so biased on PJ Heroes.
Hmm.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
put this at a 9 out of 10
Ooh.
because as a profession hero, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mismatched
But
everywhere.
yeah, but yeah, it being a rare PJ hero, Gen Zero, it's gorgeous. That's a 9 out of 10.
Sweet, beautiful. I love it. 9 out of 10. All
Hmm.
right, final hero. Here
Oh,
we go.
nice. Is
Here's
this
Bela.
Zestia's?
Yes, yes.
Shout out Zestia. Yeah, I recognize from the profile pic. This one's gorgeous. Not a Gen Zero though. Let me see if I can.
Not
Okay,
a Gen
Forager.
Zero.
Oh,
It's a foraging dragoon ninja subclass. Level 8. It's got you've got all 3 summons there.
mm-hmm.
With the red bat wings. Or
Not
is the
only
dragon?
that, you've got passive and active advanced genes. If you look at some of the some of the genetics there, they're there. I think it's 1 and 1, one passive, one active, advanced.
All summons available, but only 3. But I mean, that's
Only
a
That's
dragoon,
max,
so
right?
3 summons is, yeah.
and it's a legendary. I mean, ooh,
God.
what do you think?
It's tough. Comparing
Yeah,
it to
that's,
Gen Zero is tough. I think you'd have to go with the Gen Zero just for the
yeah.
summons. But the Dragoonja, I love it. Dragoon Ninja, really good
Mm-hmm.
subclass there. I might put this at like an 8. It might be like
Okay.
maybe tied with the hero right before.
All right, sweet. So you like the Archer legendary around Cloud 7? Who you like here?
I'm putting this one back down at a 7.
Sweet. Okay. Okay. So you're taking the
So yeah,
PJ.
I'm going PJ. The rare PJ is
Yeah.
absolutely who I'm going for on this.
Sweet. 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 I love it. I love it. Yeah. So if anyone wants to chime in, feel free to put that information in the chat box. We'll go ahead and revisit here at the end. And we'll move on to our next segment. So no, this is great. It kind of goes to show you. I mean, 15,000 can buy you a bunch of floor heroes, but it can buy you a
Hmm.
really awesome one too. Um, I think all are great, but geez, I'd also go with that rare wizard PJ Survivor. I'm a sucker for PJ heroes too. I can't pass one up. Anyhow,
I'm very curious to see what they do with the PJ only quest line.
yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, that'll be exciting. Maybe PJ heroes go up in value here in the future, but for now it sounds like and I was hearing some of the commentary and adventures in DeFi Kingdoms, their most recent podcast. They were chatting about the value of heroes, PJ heroes, may be dwindling. People are catching up. You're seeing more level 10s. As far as stat growth, if you get subsequent really great stat growth from non PJ heroes, I mean, on paper they might just be as good as a PJ hero, but who knows? Who knows? We'll see. Time will tell. We'll go ahead and move on to our final segment here, and then we'll go to some closing remarks. Let's go ahead and do. Are you? What did the fox say? Here we go.
Real fast, Smash. I see you in the comments say that last one was a 10 out of 10. Elaborate a little bit. I want to read that.
Oh, yes. All right, yeah. So let's chat. AMA this week. It was an interesting one. I was pretty pumped after it. I mean, I'm a sucker for DFK, so I'm pumped after most of them. But um, the parody's huge. Go ahead and show this here. This is Stronghold worked on this for us. If you've not seen it, but parody's here for the most part. Guarding's pending. Um, are you guys summoning? Are you guys summoning? But are you guys playing more in Crystal Vale or Surrender? Are you guys splitting? What are you guys doing? We can start with Mello. What are you doing?
So I'm kind of half and half. I got most of my heroes in the DFK chain in Crystal Vale, just all like my foragers, fishers, and that. But I do have quite a few gardeners and miners still in Serendale, just for like the profession quests, really. Like if I got people like 30 or 25 up, I kind of leave them in the Harmony chain just to do those profession quests. But actually I have like a bunch of wallets now. I have, I think, 10 wallets just so I can mine gold around the clock.
Nice.
I'm also pretty lazy. I know people say, stack 18 miners in one wallet. No, I do 6 miners per wallet, and then I just check it twice a day. So every 12 hours, I'll check it.
That's
so more
smart.
wallets,
That's
but
smart.
less often.
Yeah. So how many
I'm
total
gonna
miners do you have?
update my strategy.
I know, right? That's a good strategy.
You like it?
I love it. Yeah, right now I'm doing I've got 18 miners in Serendale and 18 in Crystal Vale, and that'll work. But it's so much. It takes a lot of time.
Mhm.
It just playing the game takes a lot of time these days,
Yeah.
especially as they grow. What are you doing,
Now
Rock Cloud 7?
I just feel bad now. I mean, I've only got 21 heroes. I
Oh,
thought I was
hey,
doing good.
no,
Hey.
hey, I want to come back to like 21 heroes. That's something, in that low 20s.
I'll take some of them. I'll babysit.
There you, yeah, but see, but that's what we were saying. So Mello and I were chatting before the stream. It's so hard to want to offload any hero right now. I have a hard time wanting to sell because I I think of that first hero I bought. I paid like $500-600 for a stupid gardener. That was like it was a terrible gardener, and I still have it. But I think
have it.
I still have it. I can't get rid of it. I paid so much for it. But I think, hey, you know what? I can't sell a rare miner for $20. I can't do that either.
Well, so I was in that mindset for a good long while. I had my initial 5 heroes that I bought for my $3,000 that I started with. I held on to them for so long. And then finally I decided to bite the bullet, get some of the jewel that I could for it, try and leverage, and I decided to do a summon, and I hit my legendary paladin. So
Hey.
those
Congrats.
those initial heroes mean nothing to me anymore.
You've
no
divorced
loyalty.
yourself. Yeah, there you go. Done. Yeah, you bring back the dating game, around Cloud 7 says.
Yeah, I have a problem with heroes. I can't keep my gardens safe from the tavern, so that's like my big problem. I know I have a lot of heroes, but my gardens are awful. I can't wait to start to build those up and be more disciplined and not just dip into the garden fund anytime I want another hero. So that's the reason I got a lot of heroes, but my gardens are absolutely awful right now. Need to work on it.
Yeah, I'm ready
One
for some more
jewel.
pools.
one jewel equals one jewel. I mean, that's true, and that's how I've seen the game for the longest time.
Yeah.
I
I
think
think I just
otherwise,
saw that Crystal upped a bit.
Oh
it
yeah.
has.
The
It's gone
pools.
up to like mid 30s. It's we speculation as to why that's happening. I mean, Mellow around Cloud. Why do you think sort of the
I think
disparity is getting bigger?
it's
I
definitely the
just
LP.
saw a post. Yeah, the LP, but I just saw a post that says that transactions have increased. A bunch of new players have come in purely on with the release of all the questing in Crystal Vale. The amount of transactions has been incredible.
Yeah, it's almost like we planned this, but we didn't. So
Nice.
I, I saw this tweet too, and I wanted to show it here on stream. Yeah, transactions have gone up significantly here on DFK chain. We're at over 1 million daily transactions, which is
Yeah.
interesting to think about. It made me wonder, what Harmony, how they're doing as far as transactions go, and I had to go look them up. As far as transactions, they're doing something like let me double check here. Almost 400,000 transactions a day. Um, so I know we've heard time and time again that the majority of transactions on Harmony were DFK transactions.
Mhm.
You can maybe see that could definitely be true. For sure. The other thought I had was, okay, well, what are they doing now? But what were they doing before? So, I pulled up sort of a transaction history report of over the last couple months. How they've been doing or what they were doing. It looked like at their peak, Harmony was having well over 5 million transaction a day. I mean, to think of, and this was maybe sort of some of their peaks, right? April, I can't quite remember what's going on April, March. If I recall, actually, it wasn't that when we were transitioning over from
That was
uh,
Perilous Journey, wasn't it?
yeah, yeah, it's just around then, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so I mean, DFK sort of drove and is drove a lot of those transactions. Um, they're within Harmony. I 1 million transactions a day sounds great. I can't imagine what the future holds for DFK chain. Um, it's very impressive. And then you see here, upcoming future parody stuff they're working on. The vendor, DFK duos, raffle, gardening, I think would be huge. Because at that point, I'm moving most of my gardeners over to DFK
So,
chain.
do y'all remember when miners were thought of as being absolute bull?
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, they were
Oh
they
yeah.
were untouchable. They were gods.
So, well, no. Like when they were really, really bad. Like nobody
Oh,
wanted to be
bad,
miners.
bad,
Yeah.
bad. Oh
I don't
yeah,
think I
well
was
yeah,
here
that
then.
no, but that was
So,
when fishing and foraging were out, right?
yeah,
Mm.
that was yeah. Everybody wanted fishers and foragers, even gardeners, because gardening came out before mining. So for a
Yeah.
while there, miners were untouchables. I've heard so many people right now saying that seers are absolutely untouchable. And I'm
Mm.
wondering if those are going to be a sleeper buy.
Seers and berserkers. I've heard people talk about them too. They're gonna have their day in the spotlight.
Yeah.
When, I don't know. Do you know what? I've not checked because I don't touch them. I don't necessarily want seers. I don't want berserkers, shapeshifters. I don't want them. I don't know what floor price is for them. I'm sure they're pennies on the dollar compared to
I think they're
you
at
know,
like the 50s in Crystal Vale.
are
Mm.
there? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
For me, I think it's most obvious for the shapeshifters. You look at any second tier, advanced tier class, and if they're 5 out of 5, you see nothing but shapeshifters on that floor. And then eventually you'll get like the Dark Knight 5 out of 5, Paladin 5 out of 5s, but shapeshifter 5 out of 5s are pretty low right now. I did happen to snag one just for the future, so I got one shapeshifter 5 out of 5 waiting.
Legendary Seer, but I got a rare
Yeah,
shapeshifter. Not
yeah.
bad.
So Smash here is sort of lamenting, or when we see, I just saw, yeah, lamenting the loss of a seer. But he got a rare shapeshifter, which is great. I mean, I think you're right around Cloud. I think time will tell. Yeah, at some point, prices for those heroes are gonna be driven up. We'll see when that is. Hopefully sooner than later. Um, the other big thing that they were chatting about in this AMA was and that sort of stuck out to me. A couple of things, but one was being you know security around the synapse and that bridge, given all the other sort of heists that have been going around. Um, I mean, how are you guys going about security and safety with what you're doing on a day to day when it comes to crypto, let alone DFK?
You're asking the wrong guy.
Oh,
I
do you
have
guys
one
have
wallet.
do
I
you guys
have one wallet.
do you guys have ledgers? Are you guys thinking about ledgers?
Yeah,
I
the
have.
ledger's just inconvenient for questing, just like how many quests you have to do, man. Especially sometimes I do it on mobile, so it'd have to be that Bluetooth ledger, which people I guess advise against. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a ledger. I've had a ledger for like 2, 3 weeks, and it's still sitting in its pretty little box. I've not opened it yet,
Nice.
which is like a terrible shame. Like shame on me. I mean, I just need to go and sit down. But I think of that time investment, right? Where I've heard people who go quest like you gotta approve every transaction, and it just if it wasn't already long enough, just add another layer of length to what you're doing. It's hard to think about, but
It's okay,
but
McNasty. I have a gun, but I keep it in the safe too. So.
yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Exactly, there you go. um, around cut, I know you were looking at the AMA write up as well. You I think you had called out some of that the Jewel, the future of Jewel. Your thoughts take there?
So I saw that the main question that people are having is if we jump to another chain, what happens to Jewel? Does it become something new? Does it stay Jewel? But I think the consensus was if we jump it to another chain, it's hard to bring everything with it without starting from scratch. So I love that the dedication, especially since gas is Jewel on the DFK chain, we want to make sure that Jewel retains value. I mean, technically it is what Harmony was at the peak. So as a gas coin, it's still decent. But
Yeah,
I'm
it's not going away. It's not going away. And I thought, oh hey, an opportunity to sort of restructure the token economics and sort of do this, and when they've already said they're not touching that, which is I guess, why would you? They've advertised stuff on their white paper. They're trying to sort of keep that continuity as much as possible without, change what they must without disrupting what they don't have to.
well, and
Um,
then on the physical side, they have merch that's dedicated to the.
yeah, yeah. This hat would become a collectible overnight.
Absolutely.
Uh, Melody, yeah, they talked about partnering up with a cryptid, as far as we know, because it's sort of under the table. No one knows who it is as of yet. A third party gaming company, sort of help develop their gaming infrastructure, maybe roll out some of that PvP, PvE, um, while they're working on sort of patching up some of these things that have sort of arisen. Um, your take on that? I'm really interested in your take specifically because I know you sort of dabble in this.
Yeah, it looks like I'm not getting a deal if they got a
Yeah.
game studio doing it. But
You're out of a job. Dang.
yeah, too bad. Looks like it's staying a hobby. No, but seriously, I'm glad that they have the studio, but I trust the artists in DFK. You look at those pet cards, the pet animations, like it's gorgeous. I think I'd rather have them do PvP, but if they have to focus on other stuff or whatever, I wouldn't mind a game studio stepping in. You get that higher quality, that experience. Um, just worried about maybe what the deal would be. I don't know if they're like taking like a certain amount of equity or jewel or whatever. Um, would be looking forward to see what game studio it is. I'd like to see
Yeah.
their previous work. So I'd like to see maybe their history. I know they said they've had successful games. I'd like to see how successful. I'd like to see which games these are, and maybe just see some sample work. A little disappointed that I'm not getting a deal or that the same DFK artists who've been working aren't doing PvP because I really like what they do. I like what they're developing, but kind of a wild card. We'll have to see what studio it is and what their work is.
Had you been in talks with anyone at DFK about working something out with them? I mean,
No,
serious question. I'm kind of curious.
nope. I feel like they almost just kind of just, oh, good job, and then kind of go do your own
Oh
thing.
no,
Um, and I see other
you
people
got a
post their
shout out
art.
from Frisky.
Yeah, I mean, it's different just saying, oh, to type a comment, good job, is a lot different than saying, hey, here's some jewel. We appreciate what
Yeah,
you've done. Your animations are all we have so far for PvP. Oh, let's put it on the main Twitter. Let's put it on DeFi Kingdoms. This. No, not at all. Just, oh,
yeah.
good job, buddy. Which is
Oh
cool. I'm
no.
not expecting anything. I'm just doing it for fun.
Yeah, no. I mean, with that said, though, I mean, it's one of those things where I think, never say never, right? Who knows what the future holds for sure. I think they're on crisis management mode. I mean, that's very
Yeah.
clear from their day to day. Um, they talk about moving to a different chain, and I think yes, part of it is maybe a disdain for Harmony itself and sort of the mess that they've made with things. But I have to imagine that a large chunk of even wanting to have that discussion is probably securing some additional funding from whoever they're wanting to
Mhm.
partner up with. Um, I I I'm excited to see you know movement again on the whole roadmap here. If you were a betting man, Mello, would you say they get something rolled up before December 31st of this year?
Oh, okay. The big mist question. Yeah, I don't know. I think
Yes.
that mist is pretty far off, unfortunately, because you think we still got to do like equipment. We still need like, I don't know, armor, swords, all that, and of course that's going to get dragged out for a long time. I would say after December, unfortunately. As much as I'd like to hope for before, I think it's clear we're not going to get it till after. But who knows? I have no idea what's going on there, so they could be ready to ship it tomorrow. I don't know anything.
So
Yeah.
I'm excited for the year party coming up pretty soon. Do you have any thoughts on what they might, either just a party or maybe they might roll something out, maybe a backdrop for the Crystal Vale Serendale maps? What do you think?
I think that'd be pretty cool. We can even have another event like increased rune drops or something. I know people really complained about that egg day. I loved it. I got a couple eggs
No, Egg
myself.
Day was amazing.
Egg day was
Egg
awesome.
Day
Yeah, I
was
got
amazing.
got hella
It,
screenshots from Egg Day.
dude, I don't know if I want to talk about egg day. I was like, oh, I was like, eggs are gonna be everywhere. So I unloaded a couple eggs, thinking I was gonna get
Get
like
sold.
twice as many back, and I got like
Mhm.
one that whole weekend. I was like, wow, this was.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. There's a reason I didn't do so well in math, and maybe Mello, you did the math, and you were like, "Oh, okay, it's minimal increased odds here.
No, for
Don't
a math
unload all
teacher,
your eggs."
for a
Well,
math person, I don't
from
do
a
enough.
thousand to 100, right?
Yeah, yeah. For a math teacher, Mello.
Yeah, for a math teacher, I don't really look at the formulas as close as I probably should, as far as like I don't know, drop rates and floor prices, that type of stuff. I just go with my gut feeling on those things, which probably isn't great. Should probably get out the pen and paper.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. I'm excited. I don't know around Cloud 7 what they're rolling out for end of year party. I hope it's something cool. I'm trying to peer pressure Bull on into doing something maybe chaos cast. I was messing with him saying, hey, he should do a 24-hour lead up party. Um,
That'd be
you
cool.
know,
No, that'd be super cool. I'd definitely go.
I'd go, I'd show up, but I show up at everything. So,
Yeah. And I've also
uh,
considered like streaming like while I do the art. I think that's just so much pressure, and you'll see how slow I work. Like if you see me do art live, it's something I do on my own. It's something I do when my partner's asleep, when she's knocked out. Um, it's I don't know. I've considered doing it live in that type of I don't know 24-hour stream or something like that. But um,
yeah.
Smash is with us. Intuition is the best YOLO summon always.
oh yeah,
Oh,
DJ in live. Yep.
yeah.
BGN for
No.
life.
Oh man, no kidding. Well, I know Bless does some of that. I can't stick around for a long period of time, but it's really nice to be able to catch either after the fact or during, just the process. It's like watching, I think of like you go to the fair or you go to sort of some of those street artists, like, see them work and, you'll watch them for a few minutes, like, wow, that's impressive. And, you'll come back and you'll walk by again. You're like, wow, what progress, how cool. It's nice to see the work being done. Um, it just it's I don't know. I encourage it. I think if that's something you're into, something you want to do it. I'll show up around Cloud 7. I'm sure we'll
Nice.
show up.
Yep.
Any closing thoughts here before we close out? I'd want to really hear from you, Melo. Any advice you would give to anyone either who's wanting to jump into the game or someone who's already in the game? What would you tell yourself when you first bought your heroes that you know now that you didn't know then?
Oof. Be more disciplined with the garden. Stop dipping into the garden to get a hero. Grow up. That, and then also in this current like pricing, grab a mythic. I think like almost every payday I grab one floor mythic or floor-ish mythic. The purple cards are gorgeous. They're the highest tier of rarity. So I think when newcomers or new whales come in, they're like, oh, purple best. Let me get some. My mythic stables is pretty nice. Unfortunately, it's just been growing out of hand. I need to stop. But yeah, go grab you a purple. Have some fun.
Nice.
Play the game. Go quest. Get you an egg. Hatch that egg. All that. Have fun with the game.
Sweet. Yep.
I'm gonna
Any
play
closing?
the I'm gonna
Yeah.
play the broke man card for anybody that wants to come in for a little bit less of a spread. Uh, Gen 1 10 of 10s,
Ooh,
two decent matching floor 10/10s.
yeah.
Test your luck. You might get that legendary that funds 4 more Gen 1 10/10s and just keep building that repertoire.
Absolutely. No, I love it. I love it for sure. I don't know. I wasn't really keeping an eye too much on the chat here around Cloud 7. Did we get any takers on our game? I saw Smash maybe made a comment here. Did he tell you why he was YOLOing
So
on a hero there?
he really likes the look. Simple.
That's
Plus
Simple.
it.
it's
Oh,
legendary.
And that's what gets people too. Yep.
Yeah,
The
it,
shininess, all that.
didn't dig into the traits, so he admits
uh,
it.
it's.
So,
I mean the the looks
but
on
hey,
that dragoon.
nothing with being superficial.
Hey, you know what? I don't disagree. Send us your OX there, Smash. We'll send you something. And we wanna make more of these. I think around Cloud 7 and I are trying to commit to a regular scheduled series here.
Every Sunday.
Um, every
Every
Sunday,
Sunday.
Nice.
every
Love it.
Sunday, 10
Would love to be
a.m.
back. This went by super quick.
Dude, dude, I know. I was thinking of making these shorter, but you look at the clock. It's like, wow, an hour. I could honestly talk to you guys for another hour. I don't know
Same.
that.
Yep.
I don't know that my wife and daughter would care much for it, but I could. I really could. With that said, I know around Cloud 7 and myself are planning. We're talking through our very own sort of end of year or first year, stream party here. More info on that, we'll let you guys know, but feel free to come back that last Sunday of the month. We'll do something special for y'all. With that said, thank you all for coming. Tell your friends. If you have any comments, suggestions, drop them in there. If you want to jump on the show in the future, let us know. And Melo, you're more than welcome back. I'd love to have you
So
back
happy to
to
have you.
see some of that progress. With that said, crew, we'll catch